What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, another video. No real plan today for this video. Sort of just going to be mucking around on bits and bobs, both cars I'd say. These are the, as I mentioned in the last video, I got these bends here to try and make these, the pipe out of the water pump there. So they're quite tight, these bends, which is nice. So I got two of them, wherever the other one is, over there. So I'm just going to cut the bends out of them, leave the ends, like fuck the straights off, and make a little bit of a left. I'll show you anyway. I'll trim those up, probably leave a bit of length on one end because it's going to have to slot into the water pump. So I'll leave a bit of tail on this one and then bend it up. So hopefully it works out good. I'll cut them and see if it's going to work and clear the radiator and not be too like protrudy, I suppose. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, I've cut both of these pipes kind of like this. I've swaged both ends. I've got that one sitting in there. I cut this other radiator pipe, so it should, the way I'm thinking, that should go in there, and then that should go in there, like so, and then that can meet up with that pipe, so it's going to be like that. And it should be all good. Work out quite well. Weld that there. It should be good to go. I can't really run it straight out in that way and then in, so I think it's going to hit the fan shroud, so we have to tilt it. But luckily for us that this radiator pipe is sort of not bent 90 anyway, it's sort of a little bit lighter than 90. Sweet. Awesome. I'll get that off and weld it and that'll be fucking sorted. Alright, I went ahead and cleaned the weld off of it just because I didn't like the look of the weld sitting on there, how it was. So I smoothed it out and gave it a bit of a polish. So yeah, that's that pretty much sorted out. Just need to sort the top and bottom radiator hoses, and then pretty much be plumbed up. Yeah, I don't know what else to do really. Just a couple of little jobs. Got a little tab to weld to the roof nut there. I've got to make a line up for those at some point. Oh, actually, I've got this to make. Excuse me, boy. Overflow bottle. I've got a lid and some caps and stuff, so little overflow bottle to bleed off that into. So I kind of want to make it slightly longer than this pipe is. This is just a bit of pipe I had lying around, but I wouldn't mind making it just like a little bit taller. So I might look around and see if I've got a piece of 3-inch alley lying around somewhere and make one of those. I'll just put a fitting in the bottom as well for the line to go into. That way it can push water into the tank and then drain it back out when it's pulling it back. So that'll be that. I've got to finish off the battery mounting the box. I think I just got to drill some holes, maybe put some dimples in it possibly, and finish tapping the threads, put some bolts in, and that's that pretty much done. Oh, the other thing, I meant to make up my thing for the sender for this fuel tank, so I've got to drill that up too, so I might do that tonight as well. Draw it up and cut that out and weld onto the tank. Alright, I just put the last of the threads on the battery bracket where it bolts to the firewall. I got that bolted in. There's this one I got to get out because I made a fuck up and broke a tap in there, so I've got to get the tap out somehow. But it's bolted in there by 5 bolts for now, just for fitment. I went and drilled some holes in the top plate and just put some dimples in it, make it look a bit pretty. Welded some nuts and shit for where these go through, so you don't have to fucking hold the nut and bolt like with like a spanner and a ratchet or anything, so you can bolt it straight in. So yeah, I'm gonna go put that strap on and see how it comes out. Alright, you gotta bolt it up together. That's how it turned out. Nice and up out of the way. I think you can get your feet, if you're quite tall, Your feet will just sit under it, like so. And it's pretty sturdy. Don't think that's going to come out of there. Sweet. There's a battery mounted. I think I said last video I was going to make a heat shield for this swivel pod as well. I just welded this extra piece of panel down the bottom there just to shield the sensors from the manifold when they're bolted up. Shield the sensors and the fucking, well, not the sensors, well, yeah, mostly the sensors so they don't get a spike in a reading or something, but also just plugs as well. Stop the plugs melting. I don't think it would be too bad, but just in case. Yeah, those sensors are quite a ways away from the manifold, as you can see, but that shield should stop it from any issues. Nice. Sook. Alright, so I went out to the shed this morning and decided to do some stuff on the Skyline tank. So I've come into the computer and I've drawn up just this real quick. I'm going to cut out this on the mill and we'll weld that onto the tank, and then these will be threaded, obviously, all these holes, and then there'll be a our sender like flange that we can bolt our sender unit to. So we've dropped the cam software for this and go set the mill up, set that, cut that out. Sick. I have to draw a plate up as well, same size, you know, will just be a cap that'll go over the top of this, probably out of something a bit thinner though, out of 4mm or 5mm or something, and that can be where everything mounts to. Alright, the bumper's giving me a bit of grief. I can't get how I want it, the bends out of there up into the bar because the slip joint doesn't go, well, the pipe needs to end like, oh no, the bend just won't work. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I'm going to scrap that idea with what I was doing with these and come up with another plan of attack. I think I've got something in mind. So what I'm going to do is just have the pipes slip in there still, but instead of coming up and bending, I'm just going to have them go straight out to like this depth, and then have a pipe that goes along here first, and then build another frame with some up higher, so then it's like a double road bash bar. And then I'm going to roll with that, but I just need to get some more pipe because don't have quite enough. Well, the length I've got there would be nice, but it wouldn't have any bends on the end. You kind of want some bends on the end. So because I mean, if you imagine someone coming into the side or you smashing the corner into something, you've got a straight pipe angled straight out that can just puncture into shit. So it's probably a good idea to have, you know, it bent out at least, so if something does punch it, it sort of just folds it in and doesn't damage either someone else's car, someone else's fucking foot or something, you know, if it punches through the door or some shit. So yeah, we'll do that. I'll have to get some more pipe sorted, but that tube's pretty cheap, so let's get some more of that, and yeah, rock and roll for that. But in the meantime, here's the I got the thing cut out on the mill for the sender plate to bolt to. This is the bottom the bottom piece. I'm just going through and tapping all the threads in it. They're just M5 threads. M5 threads. The mill, there was a thunderstorm before, like a couple hours ago, and the mill was like 2mm from the bottom from cutting this right out, and the fucking power went out and just cut, and the whole thing shut down. So, and then I tried to reset it and go back to where I was, and I couldn't like re-zero it and stuff. It was just all like the shit, so I had to kind of trim the rest of it with the grinder and take it on the flap disc and shit around the outside, but they come out pretty good. So yeah, we'll get that tapped, all the threads tapped, position it where we want it, probably like yay. I'll mark it out and I'll just hack a bit of the tank out, and then we'll weld this on and yeah, make the top plate. Alright, I got the tank out and I got the sender off the original pickup, and I've bent the rod a bit to sort of get it close, I suppose. It's not going to be perfect, but if this is mounted to a bit of steel on our plate that, you know, is in our tank at about this height, you know, about there-ish, that means that that would read empty when the float's there, but would still have some fuel in it. And then when our float's maxed out, we're reading full. We probably go down a little bit, so it's pretty, yeah, probably about there, that deep there. So if I get a piece of flat bar, mount that deep in the tank, then we're going to be pretty well poised to a decent like fuel gauge. Because I mean, once the fuel gauge reads empty, we're still going to have, you know, an inch above the actual empty line. So you better run it pretty low. Or you won't have to worry, you know, as soon as it hits, if it hits petrol light or fucking empty, you know, you still got like a decent amount of fuel left, but you probably should fill it up. So that should work out pretty well. The only problem is this tank is heavily baffled, so that is quite a wide swing on it. So as you can see in here, there's a baffle here and there's a baffle there. So we've got one. So we've got a baffle like here on this side as well, because I put a bit of welding wire through there to see if there actually was one. So there is one there, and there's a baffle about there as well. So if that's hard on this side of the baffle, it's going to want to swing through the baffle on the other side. So I think what I'm going to, well, I'm probably going to have to cut the hole in here for this. We'll have to mount that like pretty much there. And then I'm going to have to see if we can maybe cut that baffle somehow. Alright, I ended up hacking a hole in there so I can cut that baffle out. Now the float can sit in that pocket there. In hindsight, I probably should have cut the bottom of the tank so then you don't see the welds when I re-weld the panel back on. So I fucking, as soon as I put the grinder through it, I was like, fuck, like thought about it instantly. Like, idiot. Just wasn't thinking. So hopefully it turns out alright. I don't know about grinding them down right. Maybe it should look okay, yeah. But yeah, I fucking wasn't thinking. I hit myself in the fucking head with the drill before when the hole saw bit through. Fuck, come around and smack me, so might be slightly concussed. But yeah, we're here now, so I'll cut that panel out. I'll give it a good fucking vacuum and a blowout to get all the shit out of there and clean up all the steel, and then we'll weld this back on and weld that onto this once I clean that centre up. As you can see, that's where the hole saw bit. The drill bit went through and then I slipped and it bent the drill bit, and then of course since the drill bit bent, it off-centered the hole saw and it grabbed over and it just fucking whipped me. I couldn't even hold on the drill. But anyway, clean that up nice, weld that on there, probably weld that on there. What's going to be the better way to do it? I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, weld, then that's on there and we can do something with that. Oh, then the center's going to work, so. Alright, I went and got some more pipe for this bumper. We actually found some thinner stuff there that'll slide into there, so that was nice and easy. So yeah, I'll probably finish up welding this tank, weld that cab back in, and yeah, put that back in there, and then I can make the bumper just so it's out of the way, because I haven't got much room in here at the moment. It'd be nice if it's just sitting where it needs to be sitting, so I've got room to work. So yeah, I'll weld that back on, slip it back in there, probably finish off a couple of welds on this beam here that I forgot to do, and yeah, we'll bend up a bumper. Just welding this on, a little bit of a good idea that I've seen, not my idea, but an idea that they've done on this original tank, is they've welded along the inside as well. So I'm going to do the same thing, because that's going to stop fluid coming up. Like if it wasn't welded, the fluid can come up, even though it's welded on the outside, but there's threads, the threads are still on the inside, so the fuel could possibly track up and then up the thread to the bolts that hold it in and just work its way up the head. So I thought that was a good idea, so I'm going to weld around the inside there, so then it's fully sealed. like this will be separate from this altogether, so there's no chance of fuel ever walking up the threads. So yeah, learn something new. Alright, she's welded on the inside. I didn't use any filler on the inside one, I just fused it with the torch, just melt the metals together. Nice and there's not bulky weld sitting on the inside or anything that I have to clean off, and you know what I mean. Sweet, looks good. So that'll go like yay somehow, I imagine. Yeah, not like that. Don't drop it in there. Alright, I got this all back together, back in the car. Easy. I'm gonna do some bending to make the bumpers support. I'm gonna make 2 identical bars, so then they're just pretty much spaced like 100mm away from each other, sort of thing. I've got 2 meters of pipe there. I've measured the bumper inside to inside, like from there to there. I'll come out with about 1500, probably, give or take. It's going to be pretty nice for clearance. So the pipe's going to bend. Where can I draw this? Draw this on here. So the pipe's just going to be like that. It's going to be like that, like that, like that, and like that. My crude drawing. So I want it to be 1500 there to there. And since we know that my bender die from the start of the bend to the center line of the new pipe is 150mm or 6 inches, I just took away, because I've got 2 meters of pipe, 1500 there, so 250 plus the 150 of that, which is where the bend's going to start. So I've measured it there to there, so it's about 400mm. So I'll put this in the bumper and the bender, start a bend there, and we'll get it not quite 90 because I'm going to have one little bend just either side of the pipes here. So it's going to come out here and it's just going to have, it'll be straight across here and then have a little bend to follow the, sort of the curve of the bumper, and then it will go 90 that way. So they won't be quite 90 on the end because doing these little kinks will get the rest of the 90 if these are just before 90, if you get what I mean. So I'll get the bender set up and we'll do some bending. Alright, I got the first one bent up. Fits in there pretty good. So that's how it looks when it's just sitting on the ground. Just like that. It's nice and flat too on the concrete, so I've bent it pretty like in line that way, which is always good. Good for just eyeballing it. Alright, I got that sort of tacked on there. It can wiggle a little bit. I just got to get these at the same level as the bumper there, the other part of the chassis. So what I'm going to do, I think, something simple. Hopefully, just put that bar across there as our level, and then twist this up into it, like yay, and then tack it in place. Tack it in place. I don't know why I put the camera down. Alright, we got that tacked nice and level with the rest of the frame, so we'll just give it a quick check. Comes out. Probably won't be able to put it in by myself with one hand, maybe, unless I'm really good. It should be pretty close. There we go. Sweet. Well, once these guards are all mounted properly, they'll actually go in there. I might trim them down actually, because they are a bit long, these parts. I might trim them down to there, because they don't need to be that long. Then they won't interfere with the guards going on and off. Sweet. So that's that piece. Now I'll just cut out a whole bunch of like short, like 50mm, like, wow. I'll put the bumper on actually and see what the height is from here, because this is going to be about this level here, and then I'll see what it is to the top there, and then work out what the spacing is that's going to have to be right in between. So it's going to be like that, and then I'll just weld stays in between every along the way, sort of thing. You get what I mean. Alright, I set the bumper on, just dummy fitted it to where it wants to sit. From the top of the bumper here to up in here is about 120mm. So that means if we've got a pipe sitting here, top of that pipe to here is 120 mil, so we take away 38 mil, and then we can figure out what the length of the stays are going to be from the scallop to scallop, and it was, what was it, 82 mil. So that's what it looked like. So we have the scallop there, and then from there to there is going to be 82 mil. Now, because this holder for the pipe is so far away from the hole saw, it's like 90 mil, I won't be able to cut like them all out like at 100 mil or something and then scallop them, so I'm going to have to just run the whole length of pipe and just send the hole saw through the end, send the hole saw through again, then again, then again, and they should cut down on like the amount of cutting that needs to be done. So the only thing is the hole saw doesn't go right through because it bottoms out on the inside of the bolt. Alright, like I was saying, the hole saw gets bottomed out because the pipe here ends up rubbing up against the inside. But before, what I did, well, I just kept on going, and this bit here was kind of breaking loose, so I just picked it out with some pliers, and then it was a hollow, so that means I could go right through, so it worked out okay. See, with a bit of fucking working back and forth, it sort of picked, oh, it's probably stuck in there now. It sort of, it bit and fucking broke off, and then it's gone stuck inside the hole saw, so yeah, I'll fish that out of there. Right, got it out, so now it's half hollow, so it should just, how's this for precision measurement? Got the last one to cut out of here, as you can see, it's going to be that long. Look how much pipe we've got to clamp on. I totally measured that and worked that out beforehand and not just guessed. Alright, I got them all tacked on, you can see. Top bar in. I just set the bumper on there to see how it sort of sits. Sort of need to make something to hold the corners in, but that'll be another bar. It'll just be a pickup from the side here to here with a little poly tab or something for these both to hook to or something. But looks right. I'll pull the bumper off. It's a bit tight. Like I was saying in one of my other videos, I think how fiberglass is never like exactly perfect. So just sit that there. This is how it looks without any rear on it. Pretty sweet. Bumper, slide in and out. I'll just drill some holes through here and get some lynch pins at some stage, probably tomorrow. So yeah, I'll just have to finish welding up all the stays. I think this side needs to, because the bumper's a little bit different on this corner, I think I'm going to have to maybe trim that stay down just to pull the bar down a little bit, just so the bumper can clear the tail light. Just the moulding must be slightly different side to side. Just needs like 5 mil or something to get under there. Alright, I've come out the next day and just welded up the bar. Welded up and I trimmed the ends off so they're nice and the same now. So yeah, looks pretty snazzy, I reckon. Yeah. Sick. Now I've just got to figure out a way to put that bumper onto there. It actually sits on there pretty okay, like on the bar, like weight wise. So I'm wondering if we just sit it on the bar and then just like, I don't know, we're not like clip it just to the side of the guards or something. I don't know. I have to trim it though so it slides on nice and easy, because it's hard to get it on with the ends like this, because it has to like spread apart to go around the guards and then go like into the wheel well sort of thing. And if you take it on and off a few times, especially if it's got paint on it, it's going to scratch the paint a lot. So I might trim this, like it doesn't have to go right down because the guard only comes to about here, I think. So I think if we just trim this piece out, that way it can slide on and off without too much damage to any paint there or whatnot. So yeah, I might trim that up and then come up with a solution to mount it. Alright, I just had my camera on charge for a bit, so I've done a couple little bits and bobs to mount this bumper. I've made these stays on the side here. Just, I haven't trimmed them up and got them, like I got to trim the end off there and yada yada. But I've just got that. Found these in the car to try out to see if it would work. It seems a bit flimsy though, so I don't know what to do there. But the back anyway, what I'd done was it's got a number plate to hide the mounts that I've put on. So I put these tabs on the back here and just put some screws through to hold this section of the bumper to the bar, and then put the number plate in, and you can't see the mounting bolts, so makes it look a bit tidier, I think. So it's quite sturdy. Just need to, well, get this side here. This one's broken, so, and I think I mounted this one a bit too low for the bumper to like meet up. Probably needs to go a bit higher, but this bumper on this side is a bit out of shape, and it sort of interferes with the tail light a bit. It won't actually like kick right up nicely, so just do a bit of trimming on the fiberglass, and I'll get some, maybe more of those, and see what I can do about these rear of these guards, because the back of the guard's quite, like when the front's connected, like there's an air gap. It would be nice if it was like tied to that. Ideally it'd be nice just to bolt the fucking side of the bumper to the guard, whether or not that's still an option. It's just you'll have to take screws out to get the bumper off. Probably not too bad though. If you just had 2 screws, screw it in there, just undo them. I don't think you'd have to take the bumper off like a lot. Like, I think I'm overestimating how often you'd be taking the bumper off. So here's the boot on as well. I've still got to do the back pins for the boot, so I might do that in the meantime before the sender, just to get this sort of nipped up. Obviously the fitment's not bloody perfect because, as I keep fucking reiterating, the fiberglass is always like never accurate. So we got like big gap there and like a gap from there to there, and this is now pulled away since I've done that mount. But the tail light, I think, needs to, yeah, but we'll get it all sorted and get it looking as best as I can, really. But yeah, looks pretty complete like this, which is pretty cool. Alright, I just took the bumper out just so I could get the boot on and line up the pins, and it's quite flimsy in here now that I've got it right off. So what I think I might do to sturdy it up and hopefully help with this connecting with the guard is maybe make some tabs off the end of these here and just try to pick up through this like what material's left here. So I think that should help it out, because once that's like hard there, other end's hard there, it'll be quite sturdy, and then it'll help with holding these up as opposed to with these like doing a lot of the work. So, and you might not even need these if these here are quite sturdy, which would be nice. So yeah, I'll make some tabs up off here and bolt them up, and then it'll be nice and tight. Alright, with the boot, this part here protrudes down a bit, like into the into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut what I've marked out here, the skin. That way I can, because the bar runs through this channel here and like around the back. So if I cut this out, then I can build a plate to the bar, which will then sit in where this usually is. Then I can put the pin in, like it'll suit better. So I'll just trim that out, cut some bloody plates up to weld in the corners here. About to put the back pins in. Alright, I got these welded on and I got the pins in. Had a bit of a mirror on this side of the bonnet boot. This is obviously had a spoiler on it, this boot. So someone's actually like bogged up the holes, and when I was drilling the hole for where I want the pin to go through, the big hole here must be for the wiring loom for like the high stoplight and the spoiler, must go through that bit there that was bogged up as well. And like just clipped the edge of it and it like peeled the whole lot of it out, so might just have to put a bit of panel steel over that hole and rebog it or something. But yeah, it works good, like it all sits on there nice and yada yada. Just gotta tighten up these. I've just adjusted these to where they need to be height wise, snip them up, and should be all done. Nice. Alright, I've pulled that bumper off, got off for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it at the moment. I'm sort of keep on changing my bloody ideas and stuff, so I'm probably going to revisit it another day. And so yeah, Probably gonna go put all this footage together tonight actually, so I can get this video out for Sunday, which is tomorrow. Sunday night, something like that. So yeah, probably just gonna stop doing some recordings from here on. For now, get this video out for you guys. I've been slack. I think it's been about 2 weeks since the last one, so yeah, we want to get this one done. I thought I was going to have a bit more done on this or the cars than I'd hoped, but that's how it just goes. So yeah, anyway, cheers for watching as usual. Like, subscribe, all the jazz. We'll catch you in the next video, which hopefully I don't leave till too long this time, but we'll see how we get on. Bear with me. Yeah, anyway, might update you with a bit of a short. I gotta get into doing the shorts a bit more regularly, so yeah. But yep, anyway, we will catch you in the next one. Push up, brothers. Let's go.